Hello, one and all. I am going to take you into a little journey of me drawing using Clip Studio Paint. As you can see, that's the program. I got it with the Wacom tablet that I draw on, and I'm going to take you through a little process I do that's very simple. Actually drawing a little Meow Meow. I select New, and I'm just going to stick with this coloring book template I have. 8.5 by 11. Very simple. Make sure your resolution is at least 300 dpi. Now what I'm first going to draw is an outline or a pencil drawing of what I want to do. Now I want to make it a vector layer. You have a lot more freedom with vector layers. You can expand things, shrink them down, erase vector lines. I'll show you what I mean. Because right now this first layer is a raster layer, which is what I mainly use for coloring. So let's select that vector layer. And so over here, or over where our brushes are and stuff, this is the pencil one. See, it's a pencil. I will keep it at a 7. You can change your brush size here, or there's shortcuts on your keyboard, which I like to use. And then just start. The weirdest thing is, all my life I've been drawing facing down and looking at the thing I'm drawing on, which was usually paper. Now I'm looking at a computer screen, and my hand is down below me, and I just have to figure it out. But I've gotten better at this. So let's do Meow Meow's face. I always like to draw her from this angle, and it's okay if it's a little sloppy. That's what this is all about. We don't care. This is a pencil layer. And this will be the base for her nose. And now I cut down here to get her little smile going. And her little nose, which isn't pink yet, but it will be. All right. I like to do her eyes. And here's an interesting thing. I mean, if you want, you can go over it. I like to make that one a little bigger. I may even shrink this down. Sometimes as I'm drawing Meow Meow, I give her much bigger mutton chops than she really needs. So here's what I'm saying. There's the erase tool here. Now if you have a vector line, you can select vector. And if you do this one right here, if you select it, it'll start erasing whole sections, which makes it a lot easier. I mean, yes, it is pencil, but I want it to be a little neat when I actually start going in. Okay. Let's go back to our pencil. And guess one of the best things is you can make your screen larger. You can get close up. Look at that. So if you want more details, you can do it. So let's give her a little eye. And another one here. And then if you hold your space bar, you can drag it up and down here. So like, I want to be in this position. And then if you hit the R1 and hold it, you can reverse. Look at that. Because sometimes, when you're drawing by hand, you just turn the paper if you want to get a certain angle. Can't do that with this tablet, but you can do it with the screen to give you that effect. So it may sometimes help with certain angles. I know it does for me, especially with the face of my characters. I can reverse it back up. Ooh. Start doing the roundabout. Yeah, I kind of like this back and forth. There's just something magic with kind of building the lines this way for me instead of just drawing it straight. You can, but see, some things get a little off. And sometimes it may work better if I start on that end. Does Meow Meow have a pointy head? Well, not really. Let me just erase this. Good. Give her a little eyebrow action. Whoop, not that nice. There is a button on my stylus which I can just hit to undo. A blessing. You can program it to do it yourself. It is such a nice little shortcut. I would really be lost without it because then you have to actually hit Control Z, which is time consuming. You ain't got time for that, man. Alright. I'm going to erase this area. It's just too distracting. Nice. Well, I usually like to do her ears next. Kind of line them up with her eyes. Whoops. Let's undo that. I don't want to go that route. And I like to do the little separation because this will be the inner part of her ear. And as I've drawn her more, I like to put the closer ear actually inside. I think on my cover I have her ear sitting on the back of this same line as the other one, which is fine. But lately I've been wanting to make this ear a little more in the foreground. Just give it a little dimension. Her ear's big enough. Maybe. It's kind of weird. Now if you want to jump back, zoom out, all you have to do is hit Command 0. Bang. But hey, Poppy, it's a little lopsided. Well, if you hit, at least on my keyboard, you're hitting was F19, it straightens it out. So no matter what, if you're like this, and like, oh, what did I do? Just put you back on the regular plane. Meow Meow's eyes may look a little too big, but that's okay. We could always make her face bigger if we really want. I'm going to just give her her little eyelashes. I kind of like this more. With Meow Meow, I kind of like her eyes to just kind of stick out on the side there. And her whiskers. I almost wish I'd never given her whiskers. Just because it is such a pain to draw them right. See? Well, maybe I should reverse that baby. It's a little better. The funny thing is, I've noticed drawing this way is actually more natural. When the pen goes in this direction, it's more natural, especially if I'm trying to do eyes. But going in this direction, weird stuff starts happening, like your wrist is bending in a position it's not really supposed to go. And maybe I could hold my pencil a little better. It is awkward. But anyway. I digress. You can even change the size of your eraser. Boom. You want to get rid of a lot. Now, here's one of the good things about this vector layer. I'm going to select this thing and watch. You can select everything here, and if you don't like the size of it, you can, look at that, shrink it down. How cool is that? And you can also move the object. So I'm moving her eye a little bit. Let's not do that. Kind of like her eye there, like she's looking at something fun. Oh, her eyelashes are there. Let's move them too. And remember, this is just the pencil drawing. I don't really remember her whiskers being that far out. But anyway, something to worry about. Everything can be changed later. Remember that. What am I going to make her do? I'm not sure yet. Let me see. Oh, I picked the wrong tool. So if you pick the pen tool, you'll get a different feel. Let me get a little closer. What am I hitting? Alright, her little amulet insignia thing with her little heart on it. You know, this heart is actually one of the hardest things I have to draw. See what happens? It's never symmetrical. I know a lot of artists like to do the lines, like you normally do a line here to kind of line things up. Sometimes I do that, but it doesn't always work out for me. In cartoon characters, I mean, it may help. I may have to incorporate it, because sometimes when I'm drawing Meow Meow, she looks a little inconsistent with the other times. I always have her cape up here, but I'm going to start drawing her arm. She's a stocky little girl. She's a little compact character. I'll give her more of a puffy chest. There you go. I think I'm going to have her hand on her hip. Maybe she's posing. Hey, she is a super cat. Maybe I'll have her make a... I've never thought about having... Maybe I should have her taking a selfie. That might be kind of funny. Never thought of that. Why would Meow Meow have a phone? Why not? Hey, she's trying to spread the word on helping animals. So if that's the case, with that, I'm going to move her eyes again because I want her looking at her phone. There you go. That's very Meow Meow of her. If you haven't guessed, these are fingers. Whoops. All right, we're still stuck on that. Let's get out of that mode and back to the pencil. Actually, this is the very first time I have ever drawn a smartphone. It's completely from memory. It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, my goodness, we carry these things with us all the time. Just trying to think, how does someone do the selfie thing? Well, Meow Meow only has 3 fingers and a thumb. Did you know that? Yes. Why? That's not the laws of nature, isn't it? It's, remember, she is a cartoon character. I'm not liking that. I like the finger there. What the heck am I doing there? I don't know. Let's try that again. What should I do? Let's reverse that. Whoa, Nelly, what am I doing? Now let's zoom in. Go back to my pencil. Well, these fingers actually might be the same. Maybe that finger would be a little bigger. She was holding like that. Man, I don't know. She's making a live stream video. Like, buy the book. She could do that. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. There you go, Meow Meow. You know, that's usually where the camera is on these things. I should make her phone a little more. Then again, this is the pencil. So let's get some of her cape going. I like to do this, little ruffles. It's a very heroic cape she wears. And her little special hairline. Have it going there. We got to do a little forearm. Holding. I like the cape going this way. Sometimes I'll draw through, like I'll draw a line through so I know where it's going to line up that way. Or I just kind of eyeball it. I've only been drawing digitally for 2 years, but I've been drawing for my whole life, as far back as I can remember. And we know Meow Meow has the stripe here. Ooh. I'll do it this way. So when I started drawing digitally, I think it helped that I knew how to draw. Normally, it did help. It really did. Even though there was so much more I could do in the digital realm, especially like, as you saw, changing sizes, erasing stuff, moving stuff around. It's been a learning experience, but really rewarding. All right. Basic idea. Let's go wide. Let's flatten it out. I'm going to save, of course. Oh, I haven't saved it yet. Holy moly, if I'd lost power, I would have been sunk. All right, so I'm just going to say meow, meow. Well, I said selfie, but yeah, selfie. Okay, the pencil layer is complete. Thanks for following along, and look for more of this drawing in the next video as we go on to the next layer. See you there. Meow meow.